He was 19 when the letter came. Thin paper, heavy meaning. No speeches, no glory, just orders. World War II didn't ask if he was ready. It simply decided that he would stand between danger and everyone else. He hugged his mother without knowing it would be the last time he felt safe. That night, he lay awake listening to the house breathe, memorizing the sound, because something inside him knew silence would never feel the same again. Training came fast, too fast, but he's learned. Before minds could catch up, they taught him how to march, how to shoot, how to obey. What they didn't teach him was how to stop being afraid. Fear wasn't removed, it was buried under routine. Wake up, move, don't ask questions. In World War II, American soldiers didn't become brave first, they became useful. Useful enough to be placed in front. When his boots touched foreign soil, the ground didn't feel heroic, it felt hostile. Every step forward was a negotiation with death. The men ahead of him went first, not because they were stronger, but because someone had to absorb the unknown. World War II didn't protect soldiers from danger, it positioned them inside it. They became the layer that took impact so others could advance. He learned quickly that being a human shield wasn't a title, it was a function. You walk first, you draw fire. You exposed yourself so the men behind you might live long enough to take another step. Bullets didn't care about intentions, bombs didn't pause for courage, and the enemy didn't see faces, only movement. World War II turned American soldiers into moving targets so that nations could survive. At night, fear crept in louder than artillery. Not fear of dying, fear of freezing, fear of failing the men beside him, fear of being the weak point. Discipline kept him moving when emotions screamed stop. Orders were simple: don't break formation, hold the line, advance. In World War II, systems mattered more than feelings. You moved because the structure demanded it, not because you felt ready. He watched men disappear in seconds, one moment talking about home, the next moment gone. No music, no slow motion, just absence. World War II erased people so quickly that grief didn't have time to form. It stacked up inside, waiting for quiet, and quiet was rare. Letters from home arrived weeks late, filled with optimism that felt almost cruel. His mother wrote about the weather, about neighbors, about how proud she was. She didn't know her words were being read by someone who no longer felt 19. World War II aged him in months, what peace never could in decades. Sometimes the shield wasn't just human. Dogs ran ahead of them, loyal without understanding. Animals carried messages, sniffed minds, charged into danger because they trusted the hands that fed them. World War II didn't only spend men, it spent innocence. Dogs never chose war. They never understood flags or enemies. Yet they died first, so soldiers could follow. Back home, children grew up faster than they should have. Empty chairs became familiar. Ration lines replaced playgrounds. World War II didn't just fight on battlefields. It lived inside kitchens, bedrooms, and waiting rooms. Families learned patience the hard way. Mothers learned how to smile while carrying fear like a second heartbeat. When the war ended, people celebrated, but celebration didn't reach everyone. Some soldiers came home physically intact, but psychologically shattered. World War II didn't leave marks, only on bodies. It carved silence into minds. Men who once stood in front of bullets now struggled to stand in grocery store lines. The shield had worked. The cost remained dot. No one explained what to do after, being the barrier between chaos and life. There was no training for peace, no instructions for quiet. World War II had taught him how to survive danger, but not how to live without it. Nights were the hardest. Silence felt louder than explosions. Memories replayed without permission. History books would later call them heroes. Movies would show clean uniforms and perfect speeches. But World War II wasn't clean. It was heavy. It was unfair. It demanded payment before results. American soldiers paid up front so the future could exist at all. That is the uncomfortable truth. Every safe world is built on exposed people. Every system that protects millions consumes a few. World War II simply made it impossible to ignore. Soldiers stood in front so civilians wouldn't have to. Dogs ran ahead so men might survive. Children sacrificed childhood so nations could endure. Ordinary people absorbed extraordinary pain so life could continue. He never called himself a hero. He knew better. Heroes are remembered, shields are used. And World War II needed shields more than symbols. Years later, when asked what the war taught him, he didn't talk about victory. He talked about cost. He talked about the men who went first and never came back. He talked about the weight of standing in front when retreat would have felt human. World War II didn't make him proud. It made him aware that freedom isn't free, aware that safety is layered, aware that someone always stands between danger and comfort. World War II turned American soldiers into human shields, not because they wanted to be remembered, but because someone had to stand there, and they did.